Hi guys, sorry for my momentary lateness. I apologize. I just ran up and down my stairs like 80 million times. So I couldn't, they changed something on, I don't know, YouTube Studio or something, and I can't figure out how to use the live link on my phone, which was the plan for today. It was to do a quick little, easy peasy, just from my phone, little live stream. And then, universe. So whatever, I'm now on my laptop. I hope that my Wi-Fi will be strong enough to kind of carry me through this one live stream, and then I will have better plans, I guess. So welcome. Hi guys. Hi Joe. I am excited for today. It's the first Growing Gratitude, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm really not expecting more than 4 to 7 of us to be here, because I really didn't advertise it, I guess that's the word. I didn't market it, or hey Morgan, hey Karen, or whatever. So if you are a subscriber to my YouTube, you knew it was happening, but other than that, no, right? So I'm checking it out. I want to see what happens if I do like an organic growth kind of thing, because wouldn't that be like another level to Growing Gratitude if I was getting subscribers for something that I wasn't pushing through the social media stream? Everybody look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. So I'm curious. We'll see what happens. I have like almost 300 subscribers, so we'll see if people like it, but mostly it's for us, for those of us that are on this journey together and are kind of pushing through on a daily basis and like to check in with each other like regularly. Well, anyway, so you may notice I'm outside. I've got my Sunday hair rocking right now, my sleep sweatshirt and everything. I'm out here full authentic for you guys, for the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. But that's what Sunday morning is. And so I don't want to, not that I'm like, oh, I want authenticity shoved down your throat, but that's how I am. And so why pretend to be anything else on a Sunday morning? So it's October, so it's a little bit chilly up in the mountains, although we're having a little warm streak right now. But the nights and the mornings are cold, and you can feel the temperature change. I don't know if you guys can see kind of all the leaves turning. Those are my aspens back there, right? And all the leaves are turning and everything. And what is this monster behind me? Right? The big orange monster. So we're going to do a little talking. I had like a whole plan, you guys, to take you guys through the food truck and all kinds of stuff. But instead, since I'm carrying my laptop, what I'm going to do is turn the camera around in my nauseating way. Close your eyes. Okay. And you can see my garbage now, which is what I was talking to you from. Okay. So big orange truck, right? Because this is part of the gratitude story. So you and I are going to talk about gratitude while I show you some of this stuff. So this is the front. You can see our neato badito. You'll see more of them in the back. That's our bumper sticker. And that's part of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Because while we were doing this whole thing and doing the whole truck project, so, as you're moving along in a project, you kind of, I don't know, things change, the unexpected happens. The original plan was obviously, but to get people to put their stickers and our local stickers. So we started ourselves off here with some of ours and our local places, but it's my attempt to add joy to what we're doing, So pardon our wood pile, but there's the other side of the truck, right? It's the serving window and such. So we did this all by ourselves. We went ahead and painted, and I'm gonna and we're gonna go back towards the front of the house because I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna take you inside because, man, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I love seeing the inside of stuff I wasn't supposed to see the inside of. So, like the inside of Mack trucks, which, if anybody knows anybody who owns a Mack truck with a sleeping pod, that is like my dream, to see inside of one of those. But anyway, so here's the driver's seat and all that jazzy. And this is inside. And it's sort of, is our coffee maker? Fancy coat. Sorry about that. Let's see if it wants to. There we go. You can kind of see the goings on. We're obviously still in process, boxes all over, but we're getting there, right? And it's exciting. But we, of course, had an incident. So I want to share this with you guys. So I know it's kind of dark in here, but you see this shelf right here, this metal shelf with all the wood on it? Well, it used to go all the way across where this refrigerator is right now. And Antonio was cutting it, and that's when he had the accident with his face. And so here is the crux of our story. This magnet right here. Can you see it? I'll show it to you when we sit down real good, because I'll turn around. Sorry for my nauseations. Okay, here we go. Back to the front. And let's see. I'm going to attempt to sit here and see if this works. So, okay. Turn us around. Everybody close your eyes for nauseousness. Okay. All right. So now I'm sitting kind of on the stairs of the truck, and I'm going to tell you this story. So this is the magnet. I'm sure you guys can clearly see. Yes, those are his teeth, Joe. Entirely, his whole teeth, like the whole tooth. Nothing, no cracking in half, nothing. Okay. So, and behind it is the grinder piece that hit him in the face. So what I've decided to do is epoxy everything together, which I did, because there's a lesson. And look at the stain and everything. So authentic, Becca. So authentic. But the whole story and the whole purpose and the shove to doing a whole growing gratitude concept today with you guys came from this whole incident, right? So here's the amazing thing. And so we're going to go on a little gratitude journey. And that's kind of my big gratitude for this week. Okay, you guys? So we live 45 minutes from the closest emergency room, right? And it's a drive when you have to go down there. And usually don't go down there unless you have to. So I'm sitting, and actually, CV, you're on. I see you. I was having an appointment with CV. She was doing her Unit 3 call. We were just about to start finishing up and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, Antonio runs in from outside, and I just hear, I don't know if you heard him, CV, or not, but I just hear, emergency, emergency, right? Freaked out, right? You were part of the journey, CV. It was part of the lesson. So it was emergency. So I left CV on the computer, sorry. And I ran upstairs, and I come into him in the kitchen, and his face is over the sink like this. His hands are like this. Blood is dripping everywhere. Okay. As an autistic person, I am really good in emergencies. I think we all are. We do this compartmentalization thing with our brains where we realize we're in an emergency, we have emotions about it, but we kind of go, we can't function with those right now because they're not important. I kind of logic our emotions away into a corner, and we know we have to deal with the situation in hand. So I always say I'd rather be with an autistic person in an emergency than anybody else, because I think we figured out how to kind of keep calm in those situations. But in any case, so deep breath. Okay, I don't want to panic him, even though I'm freaking out. I just go, all right, well, and I grabbed the kitchen towel. I said, here, put this on, start putting pressure, blah, blah, blah. He did that. I look over into the sink, and these two teeth are just sitting in the sink, just like this, covered in blood. And I was beside myself. I saw that they were whole. And you know how our autistic brain goes, oh, well, if that's how they came, and we logic the pattern, right? And all I remember in my brain going is, oh my God, I hope this thing didn't cut him in his palate, it didn't go across, because how else would the teeth have come out so clean, right? Okay. So now at this point, inside my head, I go, okay, we are going to the emergency room. This isn't even I don't know, maybe. And so I go, okay, we're going to the emergency room, right? And I go downstairs. Hey, CV, sorry. I don't even know what I look like. You can tell me, CV, but I was having an emergency. I got to take Antonio to the ER. We'll reschedule, click, right? And I was supposed to be teaching, so I had to call there really fast. Can't really talk, having an emergency, throw somebody else in my class, blah, right? And I let that go. And then I started thinking, okay, so the emergency room, 45 minutes away, right? And who knows how long we'll have to be down there, and if we'll be coming back tonight. It's going to be really late, so I have to make sure, right? So I close all the windows so the cats can't escape, and we have the dogs all settled, and I know I can call my neighbor to take them out if we're down there for too long, right? Do we need our medication? Do I need anything else? Does he have his wallet? Do I have his ID, right? All of those really important things that when you live 45 minutes from the ER, you can't forget and run home for, right? So I have to do all of those things. Meanwhile, right? Towel, face, right? Noises, crying noises, sad noises, all of it. Because he's finally fucking realizing what the fuck happened to him and that it's not a little thing, right? Okay. Now I have to drive. So we hop in the car. He's in the passenger seat. I have to drive. We drive. Right? Not the best driving on my part because, of course, going too fast and all those things, lots of curvy roads down the mountain. But even every minute counts to me, right? I even remembered to grab his teeth when we left. Okay, now we're driving down. Here we go. Driving. Neither one of us is saying a word. Why? Well, because he looked in the driver's side, the passenger side mirror and looked at it and is now like freaking. And I am trying to drive and pay attention, but am, because I'm an autistic person, now doing the inevitable what if situation. What am I going to get into? How can I prepare for it? What's it going to be like down there? What are the worst case scenarios? What are the best case scenarios? Right? And I am in full autism, like emergency mode. That's what I call it, because I have to, like, when you have the moment to sit, the anxiety comes in and that loop comes in. But when you're dealing with it right in the now, you kind of can put that aside. So I'm driving and I'm doing all this stuff. And I'm going, oh, fuck, right? Our masks, do we have masks? Yes, we do. Oh, my God, it's COVID. What the fuck is going to happen when we get to the hospital? So I'm like, if this thing is as bad as I now think it is, which I'm imagining now that it's gone across kind of his face like this and into his palate, right? And so I'm like, what? He's going to need like real surgery, and he's probably going to have to stay overnight. And what are the restrictions going to be like here in Colorado, because it's different everywhere, and down in Denver is different from up where I am, and what's it going to be like when we get down there, right? Oh my goodness. So what if they separate us? What if he needs me and I can't talk to him? What if I need him and I can't talk to him? What if they take away our cell phones? What if he has to stay overnight and I have to go home by myself and I'm not able to be in touch with him? And all of these things, right? Meanwhile, he's still bleeding. All that's still happening. We're still driving. We finally get down to the ER, and I will tell you that at that, once we got to the physical ER, and I hope that this happens for you guys, and I think that it happens for most people, but I'm aware of it, and the awareness of it makes the whole experience different. So we got down to the emergency room, and I don't know if it happens to you, but when I get to a place where I'm not the only one there to be able to help, and all of a sudden now the people who have, like, not even that they have the skills, but they have the supplies, right? They have the expertise and the supplies to kind of deal with the situation, and I am not the only well person in the situation. And so when that happens, there's a wave of relief that happens for me. That's like, oh, okay, I got us here and now other people can help, right? And so it got a lot better when we got down there. First of all, Colorado ER people, please be grateful for your jobs. Please be grateful for the cleanliness of your hospitals, the politeness of your staff. Just Colorado ERs, be grateful, okay? I grew up in New York, and if you are not bleeding from your jugular in New York emergency rooms, you will sit there forever, okay? And so that's the version of the ER I always have in my head, right? So we get down there and it's not, it's empty. Like when I say empty, I mean empty. Like not one other person was in the waiting room. So now I'm like, I hope that's not because of COVID and that they're all separating everybody. But no, and they took us right away. And so long story short, the ER was able to give him something for pain. We ended up having to have a facial surgeon kind of reconstruct. And so the way that teeth work now, if they had stayed clean, like they didn't have the grinder stuff all over them and they hadn't landed in our sink, and then it hadn't taken us another 45 minutes to an hour to get them back in his mouth. They say sometimes you can reconnect the teeth, but unfortunately for Antonio and myself, that was not the case here. So they gave us back his teeth and sent us to a facial surgeon to kind of sew everything back together. So what ended up happening is once we got it all looked at, it kind of went this way across his face. And actually, when it hit his teeth, which it knocked out, it actually bounced out of his mouth and went wherever it went. So those two teeth actually saved the rest of his face, which is crazy, right? Which is why I kept them. And then when we got down to the nitty-gritty of it all, besides losing those two teeth, it was pretty much just cosmetic. It was sewing it back together and waiting for it to heal. And of course, he's going to have a scar, whatever. But it was ultimately this very bloody but cosmetic injury with the loss of the two teeth. And yes, holy shit, Joe. Thank you. I'm showing it. I don't know how to show it. I'm showing it. So holy shit, correct. Yes, that's right. That is the appropriate response because that's what it felt like, right? So now we know that I've like both of us, right? We've been through this, the fear, the oh my God, the shock, the whole thing, right? And now, of course, and I was explaining this to Bill. I don't know if he's on today, but I was explaining it to Bill the other day, right? So, like, old me in this scenario, if this kind of thing had happened, my organic response would have been to get pissed. Like, what the fuck, universe? We're busting our asses. We're trying to, like, investing in ourselves, essentially, like pouring money out of the wazoo into this truck to try and make our lives better and all this stuff. And how could you let this happen, universe? Right? And Antonio's mad at himself. How could he have done this thing? And why didn't he do this? And why didn't he do that? And he should have done this, right? And we're both like in there because we're on the drive home now, and it's all kind of right. The emergency part is over, and I know what my gut response would have been. My gut response on that drive home, if I hadn't retrained my brain, would have been, fuck this shit. We're selling that truck. Nobody's going in it again. It's bad luck. Get it out of here. We'll recoup what we can and we're going to move on, right? And just throw in the towel, right? And have a big old burn bridge with the food truck. Well, because I've been doing all the work that I'm doing and because I've been teaching it to you guys and it's really fresh in my head, right? And I've been doing kind of this, it's fresh in my head to kind of, I guess, take mental notes of when I should be sharing information with you guys. And this was one of those moments because in that moment, I took a deep breath and I said, wait, babe, we got to talk about this. We really can't be angry. First of all, being angry is not going to change anything about the reality of it, right? But also, let's stop for a second and think about this, right? It could have been so much worse. Right? And this is the crux. Here is the lesson. Here's the moment that growing gratitude got inspired, right? Here we go. And I go, we must be grateful, right? That it wasn't worse. That all you lost was your 2 front teeth and you had to have stitches. You could have lost an eye, could have lost a finger, right? It could have hit him across the throat, right? And I could have come out to, I mean, we played that whole scenario out, what it would have been like for me to come out of the house and find him there, right? And so think about in that moment, we stopped and thought about all the ways that it could have been so much worse, right? And went, holy shit, I'm so grateful. Are you so grateful? I'm so grateful that we're driving home right now. I'm so grateful we're together and talking. I'm so grateful, right? There were like, it was an endless list of grateful. So the next 20 minutes of our drive was all about sharing the gratitude for all the, oh my God, this is what could have happened, right? What could have been, right? I could have been next to him and helping him and it could have hit us both in the face, right? It was just like, okay, so that was it. That was the mind shift moment. Do you guys hear it, see it, and feel it with me, right? Where in that moment, I could have done old habit, but instead practiced the pause, right? And chose an attitude of gratitude. And I hate that I use these little things, but when I say them to you, you guys know exactly what I mean. So they're little sayings, whatever. Someone's probably going to meme me someday with attitude of gratitude, embarrassing. But you know what I mean? Like it was that pause, the shift, right? And I tell you guys, like your mantra and other things are things you can use as a kick to kind of boost that thought process change. And I don't need that kick so much anymore. But man, when it kicked in, the gratitude, what a shift in emotion. My body felt different. My brain felt different. We felt different, right? And my attitude about the truck project was different. It was like, hold on a second. You can't derail us, truck. We are going to do this thing, right? And we came back and we put that stupid refrigerator in place. And it was a pain in the ass too. And we got scrapes and bruises, whatever, doing that too. But, right? But think about the moment that we got to have as a couple in there and what that lesson taught us and how sharing the gratitude in that moment saved us both from what would have been, I don't know, a downward spiral of all kinds, right? And instead it brought us closer together. And maybe that was the lesson from the universe in the first place was don't get so arrogant, you guys. Shit can happen at any moment and you got to be together. You got to be a team. Otherwise, then what, right? So that's the idea behind growing gratitude. And in that moment, as we talked about it, I said to him, I need to do this gratitude thing on Sundays because this is exactly the kind of thing that I need to be sharing. Why? Because the lesson increases my gratitude. Talking about the gratitude makes me get to experience it all over again, right? And you guys get to experience it with me. So I get to share the gratitude. Lovely, right? But then hopefully when I share these things with you guys, you will be able to catch the moments in your life when you can have those mind shifts, when you can make those changes and not do that kind of knee-jerk response to your usual crap, right? I mean, the whole reason we're on this journey together is because we're tired of our own bullshit, and we're just tired of the bullshit period, but our own too. And this is what that's about. And that's what this whole journey is about, are those moments when you go, wait, old me would have done this, and I remember going down that road and all the burned bridges that I've left behind me, and I don't want to do that this time. It doesn't work, right? And instead, I'm going to throw some gratitude in there because I know gratitude makes everything grow, right? And so that's the idea, is that we're growing our own gratitude here by sharing it with each other, by taking the time out of our day to say, wait, I could respond this way. That's my old way of responding, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try some new stuff and see if it works better. And so for me, it did. It works better. I know it works better. The stuff I share with you is stuff that I do regularly, so I know it works. So it's not a confidence issue. It's a whole fucking issue with me. It's a whole like life pattern for me. And so what I want is for you guys to find the places in your life that you can kick your old life patterns in the butt so that you can have a new life that feels like it suits you, right? That's part of the alignment process, is in your own behavior and your own thinking. Are those things in alignment with how you want to be? So there was a lot to be taken from that one little incident, including just kind of commemorating and remembering not only the moment that this happened and what that whole journey meant, and then having a sense of humor about it, bringing a little joy to it, making sure we don't throw away the whole thing, right? And so we've commemorated here, put the date on the back and all kinds of fun stuff. I'm not an artsy-fartsy person, but I went ahead and I did that because I felt like I wanted to capture the whole situation in a memory bubble somehow. And so, yeah, that's gratitude. That's how gratitude works. That's how you use it in real life, in a real scenario. That's how it can change everything. And it's really not about being this toxic positive person. It's about finding the silver lining. It's about knowing that one bad situation doesn't ruin the entire day or the entire project, right? It's remembering that the world isn't quite so black and white as we'd like it to be. So that's what growing gratitude is about. This is a little longer than I think I'll normally be doing growing gratitude for. I'm hoping to keep it about 15 minutes. But an important one to begin with, you guys, an important one to kind of for us to discuss. So I hope that you guys like this. What I would love more than anything in the whole world is for the 6, 7, 8 of you that have been in and out of here to just kind of share with me in the comments whether you want more of this, whether you think I have a cat hair in my nose, you guys, it is itching the crap out of me. Okay. That, you know, is this something you want me to keep doing? Do you like the idea of it? And then the other part of it is, do we want to keep it private? Should I bother to share like the replays? Like, should I, like I share our lives, the other live stream, I show it, you know, I share it later that day and I share it later in the week too. Do I even tell people I'm doing this, or do we just keep it as a little YouTube subscribers club for the people that actually subscribe? I'm kind of wanting to keep it close, I guess, right now. Maybe one day we'll publicize it. I don't know, but I would like your input. I want to know if I should keep using my spoons for this or not, I guess. And if so, if I do it, will you guys join me on Sundays, I guess? Okay, so let me check out your chat. Make sure I didn't miss anything yummy. Yes, Karen, keep that one. Tired of your own bullshit, because when you get there and it's all about you and not the world around you, you can change it. When it's about everything around you and you're still blaming the world and not taking responsibility for your bullshit, none of this stuff is going to work for you. When you take control of the fact that you're kind of in charge of all this stuff, and you're real sick of your own bullshit, this stuff works miracles. Let's see. Was Antonio as grateful? Yes. We just talked about it this morning, and that's the amazing thing, right? When I started on this journey, he didn't necessarily start this journey with me, right? I wanted this for myself, and I wanted this change, and it was an internal personal change in the beginning that then becomes an outward lifestyle change, right? And when it started to become an outward lifestyle change, even though he didn't really actively engage about it, I know that he was learning and listening. I know that now. I didn't know it at the time. But yes, because in that whole 25-minute drive home, as soon as we started to kind of unravel the ways that it could have been worse, the gratitude was like freely flowing from both of us. And so he's still today. I mean, we talked about it today. He's almost all, it's crazy how fast the mouth heals. He's got almost no stitches left on the bottom. The inside ones are out. He's just got a few left in the front here. And his teeth, the bone isn't exposed anymore. That's all covered up and everything. He's like ready for fake teeth and stuff. It's crazy. And that's what I mean. It's only taken like a week and a half for it to heal. That could have been like a 3-month healing process, right? I mean, it's crazy. And so we talk about it all the time, because at the end of the conversation, it's always, wow, it could have been so much worse. And isn't that amazing that in that he was able to use the gratitude as the person who was being injured too, as a way to heal and move forward, right? It was an amazing experience, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I know that I talk about that weird like woo-woo stuff a lot, like the attitude of gratitude, but here's a real tangible example of the attitude of gratitude in real life and what it saves you, the amount of spoons that it saves you, and the amount of bridges that stay standing because we don't burn them, right? So take that with you into today. I hope from this Sunday to next, when I come back with Growing Gratitude, you guys will have found lots of moments in your days and week that you can be grateful for. But I would love it if you just had one where you were having a crappy attitude about everything, and then said, no, I don't want to live this way anymore, and adopt an attitude of gratitude and find the gratitude, right? Because as soon as you start to really look for the gratitude, it appears so easily to you. You find it all over the place. So it's a practice again. But anyway, yes, Stevie. Oh my God, you're right. So Stevie said with COVID, he can wear a face mask if he's self-conscious. He can, right? And that's kind of been great. But, you know, it's annoying. It was more annoying than we imagined for him to not have front teeth. I'll tell you, there's more stuff that we do with our front teeth than anybody realized. So yeah. So capture your gratitude this week. Share it in group with me if you want to. Share it with me in the comments here, or email me directly, info@beccalaurie.com. But I'd love to hear your moments of gratitude. I'd love to know that you guys are kind of capturing it through the week. And I also want your feedback on this. And do I keep doing it? All right, before I keep talking any longer, before I make it a 30-minute live stream, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. Goodbye. Have an amazing Sunday. Do something to create joy, to share joy, and have that attitude of gratitude somewhere today. That'd be great too. All right, I'll see you guys out and about in the interwebs, and I will see you on Tuesday for live stream. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.